I chose to do my professional development informal observation with a group of teachers, and we explored a website called bookcreator.com. And this is a website that I love to use a lot in my own classroom, and it has a lot of useful tools and things that can be adapted to so many different age ranges and ability levels, and I really thought could be just useful for these teachers to use in their classrooms. Some of them had heard of it, a couple of them, but none of them had used it in their classrooms with their kids. So it was fun to get to teach them some things and show them the resources that we had available to us, and get to support them and try to brainstorm ways that they could use this in their classrooms with their kids. Okay. Hello, ladies. Thank you so much for taking your time to come and learn with me. I just hope to share a resource that we have available at our school with you guys, and hopefully give you some cool tips and tricks and ideas for things that you can use in your classrooms with kids. So today we're going to be exploring a site called bookcreator.com. If you want to pull out your devices and log in, if you need help, just holler at me and I can come around. It's just this site, bookcreator.com. And at the top, is everybody there?
Not yet.
Okay.
Give me a minute.
Perfect.
Oh, made it.
When
I'm there.
we get there, we are going to, I'm going to show you what it looks like over here. So after you have logged in, or not logged in, but gotten to the website, you can click over here on create a free account.
Okay.
Mine might pull up into, yes, mine does pull up into my account already because it's linked to me. But if you click that, it'll give you an option to log in through Gmail.
Mm-hmm.
And if y'all just want to go through like your regular school website, Gmail, it should let you create a Google or the email. Yes, I did. Yes, Google.
There's a clever too that says you can.
Oh, you can add it to your phone.
When they're all like, if you click clever, it will like filter you back to the Google login. So like anytime it's all linked in there basically. So it'll ask you for some information that you can put in there, like just your name, what grade you teach, that kind of basic info. If y'all want to fill that in, I'm just gonna walk around.
Oh, Kaly's primary.
Yes, and if you type in your zip code there, it will bring up Kaly's primary.
So it says create a class library. What do we put there?
I just put my name, like
Okay.
Miss Knight's class,
Thank you.
or anything you want.
Why is pre-K highlighted when I want kindergarten?
Well, you just unselect it, yeah.
Okay.
And those will just like help narrow down the kinds of options of templates and things that they'll give you, which we're not going to super explore today. So, is everyone logged in? Does everyone see like
What do I
the,
call my library?
Does it look like this?
yes,
Dixon's library, Miss Dixon's class, Miss Dixon.
anything you want. So it'll give you 3 options. It'll say create your own book, use a template, or like start a pre-made book. If you want to go to create a book from scratch, we're gonna show you guys, like, I'm just gonna teach you how to input some of these things, how to teach your kids to input some of these things so that you can integrate them in the lessons that you're already teaching in class. Okay. So it'll give you an option for like what size you want to create. It really doesn't matter any size you want.
Teacher.
Let me check it out.
What have I done?
Oh, I don't know. Let's just click this. Yeah.
Oh,
So we'll just create a new book. And any size that you want is fine. Basically, what we're doing is we're creating a book, and you can have kids do this individually, or you can have kids, like if you send the link out to the whole class, they can all log in and create their own page of this book and create like a class story. So I'm just going to teach you kind of the basics of doing that, kind of how you would teach your kids to input things, and then you can kind of adapt it to your needs. So I go here, I click on this book. You can design the cover however you want. Oh, I guess the internet's going to be slow. But when it pops up, we have options to add in things. So always up here in this top corner, there's going to be like this golden plus icon. Let me see if it will let me do it. If you click on that, of course it's not.
Is this like memory book for our class kind of thing? Or?
Yes. So things that I have used it with is like I did one on animals. Like when we were talking about different classifications of animals, they got to pick their own and kind of create their own pages. I've also used it in social studies with like a U.S. symbols kind of thing where we talked about them, we explored them, and it's really cool. Here it is, hopefully it'll work. Because you can add in all of these things kind of just at your fingertips. And so also the student Chromebooks have the ability to, like if they speak into the microphones, they don't have to like know how to type Statue of Liberty. They can click it and just say Statue of Liberty, and so it will help, especially for our littles.
Wow.
So we can add in things like images, pictures from, or that the kids are taking off of their individual devices. They can write and they can type, and they can also add their voice in there. So things that we've done, we've had like on the animal one, for example, they were creating their little report, and then they kind of told or like gave a speech about the report, and then it created this whole class book of pets, or not pets, but all animals. So let's just say, what is something that you guys are teaching that we could possibly create a book about?
Rocks. We're coming up on rocks.
Rocks, love that. So let's look in here. We can search under images. And then if you search here and just anything you want to do that you're teaching about rocks, you can put it in here. So just for what we're doing, I'll type rocks.
Choose the blue one.
I like the blue one.
That's pretty. I think she meant the other blue one, but sure.
No, that one. Stop it.
You can choose whatever blue rocket. That's the beauty of this, is that it can be individualized based on whatever you guys want or whatever your kids are wanting to input. So if this is my cover, I'm going to have this here. You can also manipulate it. You can move it wherever you want. The student devices, I think your devices are touchscreen, so you are able to touch and move it around. So if I wanted to come down here and I want the kids to write rocks, I can touch pen. You can choose what kind of pen you want them or they want to use, and just even write rocks.
Help. My rock will not squeeze down. How do I make it?
Like resize it. So grab that corner, that little blue corner, and smush it in. Yes.
Now, okay, show me again how you wrote on it.
Okay, so go up here to add again,
Okay.
and then pen, and then choose whichever kind of pen you want. I believe you can also change the color up here. You can, there's your eraser. You can, I believe, sorry ladies about the delay with the Amber Alert. But where we left off is the pen. So we will, you can choose the pen, choose which kind you want here. You've got some different options. There's also like a little shape creator down here. You can choose how thick you want the writing to be. When you do that, you can then write. So if you wanted to write rocks, use it just like that. Whenever you get done adding something on, you want to click this done button up here. That's what tells it to save. And then when you're in here, you can select and move around. If you want to resize it, you're going to grab the corner, these little 4 corner dots here, and you can make it as large or small as you are needing. And there's also an edit button here in the corner where it takes you back to that page where you can edit the color, you can erase, add to, whatever you're needing, as long as you hit that done button in the corner. Whenever you see that, that means you have changes that have not been saved yet. So don't forget to look there and save those things. You can also add in pictures from the kids' different devices. They can take pictures and, thank you ma'am, they can take pictures on their devices and add it in. That's something that can prove to be hard. It could be useful for younger kids in certain areas, like if they have a piece of paper that they wanted to like document and put in their book that they completed that like activity or assignment.
So if I wanted to though, I could click camera.
Mm-hmm.
Can I take pictures and somehow insert them in that book?
Yes, so this camera is, I can't do it on mine, but you can on yours. If you want to click it, it should like push you out to the front camera on your screen here, and like it'll give you an option to take a picture of yourself here. So, and that's where some kids are like, if they have like an assignment that they're working on that they want to document in there, they'll just hold it up and like take a picture of it, and then it will put it in there based on, you know, whatever concept you're learning at that time. So it also has the option to type. You can type in things. There's also the button here that does speech to text. So our younger level learners can hit that button and say what they're wanting to write in there, as opposed to have to type it all out, and then it will generate that for them. Here's where you can change the color of your text. Now, if you want to change the font or the size of it, you're going to, let me type in something here, just something generic, and then we'll put it in here. So it will put it in here as this basic font every single time. If you will select that and then hit up here at the inspector button, and then it will kind of give you some more options as far as your fonts, how you want it aligned, the color,
Borders.
kind of, yes, it's kind of like your creative area that you can add different things to your pages. So that is there.
Ooh,
They have a lot of fonts. Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
I like that.
A lot of options.
We inserted our own picture.
Oh,
Like
and the kids would love that.
They would.
Yeah, it really is a useful way to like bring in like the fun into the assignment, and like where the kids are able to have their own input, have their own creative kind of design, and it lets them kind of take ownership and have fun with the things that we're asking them to do, as opposed to just like pencil and paper work all the time. At the end, it will give you, it'll put like all your pages together. If you have sent out the link to where like your entire class is working on one book, and they each have their own page. So at the end, you can present it and like have your class come together, and then be able to like watch their whole little group project. So I'm going to give you time to kind of play around on this now. Ask questions if you have any. I'll be walking around to help whoever needs it. And then at the end, we'll come together for kind of discussions, things that you learned, things that you can kind of see yourself using this for in the future in your classrooms. Here are some of the books that we have had used in the past. So when we talked about community helpers, we made this whole first cover page, and then you can just toggle between the different pages. So we had the kids kind of brainstorm the different community helpers that they wanted to put in our book, and then they brainstormed some of the tools that they would use. They added in those pictures, and that's all from just searching from the menu up here, from the pictures available here. So I don't know what, let me hear if there's a sound.
Firefighters are community helpers. They use lots of tools like water hoses, fire trucks, axes, and lots of protective gear to keep them safe while they do their job.
So that's how they have the ability to kind of get in there and present what they're creating their thing for. So
But I also like that for the younger kids because they can talk into it and not have to type it all out.
for sure, yes. And this site is very like user friendly that way. There's a lot of different things, as long as the kids know to like click on the little microphone thing, and that way they can search for their images that way. It's super beneficial for those kinds of things. So another one that we had created was US symbols, kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but as we toggle through these pages, we like looked for the different United States symbols that we were talking about and added in information about those things. So this is just very basic. These are, you know, younger kids as we were adding them in there. And this is one of my first ones to create, and this was a lot of like teacher help, especially as I was trying to figure out the site as well. So it's cool to play with. There's lots in there that you can toggle around with, play with, learn, and kind of use it how it best fits you in your classroom. And don't ever hesitate to reach out if you need anything.
Thanks, Kaly.
Thanks so much.
So helpful.
You will find this week that my video is a little bit choppy. I am so sorry about that. The reason is the first time I gave actually it was like a 25-minute spiel about bookcreator.com. It was super thorough and went into all the details of the different aspects of things they could add into their books. And when I went to stop my camera, I found that we had an Amber Alert about 7 minutes into the video. So 7 minutes of footage is all that I got. So that first section of me teaching is the actual first part that I gave them. What happened after that was I just asked if they had a little bit extra time that they could stay and we could kind of recreate the lesson. So that next little chunk of my video is actually me going over it a second time with them. And so that's why it seems more like I skimmed over or rushed through it, is because it was their second time hearing it just for the purposes of this video. So I'm sorry that that happened. I hate that it happened. I didn't want to have to start all the way over and waste the rest of these teachers' conference time. So they were so gracious with me, and I wanted to be mindful of that. So thank you for being understanding of that. With that being said, the entirety of my lesson was me kind of going through each of the pieces, things that they could add into their video. I mean, not their videos, their books with their classes. And then after that, I let them have a little bit of free time to just click around and explore and practice some of these things. That I think was one of the most beneficial times of this lesson. It was beneficial for the teachers in the room because they had time to get comfortable and familiar with these things before they took it back and asked their students to do it. It also gave me time to kind of walk around, see how people were reacting to it, kind of get a feel for how comfortable they were with the site, and answer some questions along the way. Some of those conversations were really beneficial for all of us. There were things that teachers were asking that even I had not encountered, and so it was a good time for us to jump in and explore together and find the answers to some of those questions. Something that didn't go as well was obviously the fact that my video got cut off and was super choppy, and the fact that I didn't know some of those answers to the questions. But I think that that just proved that it was a really good professional development for everyone, for the teachers in the room and for me as the technology leader for that time, just to kind of be vulnerable and say, hey, I don't have all the answers, but I'll always be here to help you through it. So thank you for watching, and I appreciate your feedback.